Okay, this is Gas Laws Worksheet 1, question 1. So, as you read the question, a canister containing air has a volume of 85 cubic centimeters and a pressure of 1.45 atmospheres when the temperature is 310 degrees Kelvin. What is the pressure when the volume is increased to 180 degrees centimeters cubed and the temperature is reduced to 280 Kelvin. So what you should notice in this question first is that the question is about both volume changing and temperature changing. So anytime you have variables changing, that means you're going to use the equation that's set equal to itself. So we start then with P1 times V1 over N1 times T1, which is equal to the later condition, which would be pressure 2 times volume 2 over moles 2 times temperature 2. Okay, so now you want to figure out what parts of this equation you're going to use in the problem and what you're not. So remember, anything that's held constant, or it says is constant in the problem, which this problem doesn't say anything about anything being constant, or anything that's just completely left out. So nowhere in this problem does it mention moles. So we can get rid of moles. So I'll just come in here with the eraser and get rid of moles on both sides. And now you can see we have our equation that we're going to use. So at this point, you've really completed the problem. It's just plug in and solve the math. Our first value, let's see, as a volume, we have a volume of 85 centimeters cubed. So that is our volume V1. And let's see, what else do we have in here? We have a pressure of 1.45 atmospheres. So our pressure here is 1.45 ATM, which stands for atmospheres. And we have a temperature of 310 Kelvin. So those are all our initial values. Now, an important part here is make sure anytime you're plugging in temperature, it has to be units in Kelvin. This is already in Kelvin, so we're good to go, but that's just an important thing to remember. Okay, so now we just look for what else we have. So what is the pressure? So evidently we're going to be solving for pressure. So on the other side of things here, I'll just put in P2. That's going to be our variable we're solving for. And then the volume is increased to 180 degrees, or I'm sorry, the volume is increased to 180 cubic centimeters. So 180 cubic centimeters is our new volume. And they changed the temperature to 280 K. 280 Kelvin. Alright, so now I've got all my values in. I just simply do the math. So over here, I would go ahead, since I have all the numbers on this side, I would just go ahead and change that into one number. And when you do that math, you end up with 0.398. And then on the other side of things, to get rid of stuff, you just do the reverse of what's here. So now I'm still left over here with. So I'm just going to multiply both sides by 280 and then divide both sides by 180, and that will give me my answer, which is the new pressure, or P2, equals 0.618 atmospheres. And that's how you do number 1.